Fantastic. We are live. Look at this go. It takes a minute to get out to everyone. The Trust Crash Course, Liberty Aid Academy. Right? We're getting your freedom for you, your financial freedom. So we're going to go through the Trust Crash Course today. It's going to be fun. And then if anyone has any questions or anything like that, any questions is fine. We're going to go over anything anyone has. It just takes a minute or two, so thanks for your patience here in the beginning of this video. You could just go forward a little bit and be like, oh, people have shown up. But it just takes a minute or two, this live thing. We're going to do this every week, Monday at noon. This way people can put it on your schedule. Hey, gonna go live. So if you have any questions, all right, we got 2 people made it here, so we're getting started. Fantastic. We're gonna do the Trust Crash Course today and Q&A. Hey, got anything on your mind about Liberty Aid Academy, what we do, any of that kind of stuff? A good afternoon indeed. All right, Edwin. All right, glad you made it. So let's go. You made it here. This live is of course gonna go up after the live session. So let's go through the trust, what we have for people. You're gonna love it. I mean, everyone should be operating this way. It's a simplification of your life, okay? And it's all copyrighted information. You could only get this information here. We're the only ones with it. If you see it somewhere else, somebody plagiarized it and they change it so it doesn't work, because this is so effective, yet so simple. So the Trust Crash Course, I have to do this. I'm getting used to this software again. Oh, here we go. Great. All right. Oh, let's see how we're doing here. I don't think that's, oh, okay, I see what we did here. Sorry about that, people. Get used to the software. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna do it this way. Oh, wow. I thought I was going to have this sorted by this week, and now I do. All right, what's up? Liberty Aid Academy. So what's different here, right? Oh, Liberty Aid Academy is a place where you could, find freedom here. You get a lot of information here. It's the only place you're going to get this information, okay? Your problems kind of like go away. You don't have to pay taxes anymore, and so on. So it becomes a lot easier. You know what? The only way I could do this is this way. All right. I'm not used to using this online software, but we'll get it together each week. So what's different about this trust? It's a tax-free trust. Tax-free. It's pretty amazing. It's a really, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Yes, it's working. I'm sorry about this. Oh my goodness. Bob John says, greetings. Okay, so, okay, I got all my stuff set up here. So it's a tax-free trust, and you could use this trust. Anyone could use this trust. Anyone in America, anyone, okay? Anyone in America can use this trust for anything you do financially. Any individual, any business. You can't name any situation financially that you can get into that you can't use this trust. Everyone should use this trust for anything you do financially, okay? It's really simple. You don't pay income taxes, okay? And it's a 501c3, which is really cool. It means it's, you get your 501c3 for the 508c1a code. There's a subsection that allows you, there's special rules, yeah. Usually you apply, right? This is what we're all told. Oh, you have to go to a lawyer, you have to go to an accountant, right? And you have to fill out this like 30-page application with financials, blah, 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 pay all this money to this professional, wait a couple years, and then they could always yank your 501c3 status. That's the only way to get 501c3, nonprofit, don't have to pay taxes. Now, there's another way. There's an exception, there's special rules. And you could fall into the category of convention. Yeah, you could run a church this way, absolutely. Totally legal to do that. This is a method for do that, but this is also, you could run a convention. A convention is agreement between two parties. Two parties being you as trustee and grantor of the trust. That's it. And you don't have to name beneficiaries. So it's really simple. You, as this little tiny little code section here says, basically, when you get your EIN, no more interacting with the IRS from that moment forward. Okay, this is, you don't pay taxes, there's a code right there. And then mirrored over here in this other code is another fantastic thing, never report taxes. So this is fantastic. It uses the same exact wording. It's a mandatory exemption. And they use the same exact verbiage, you know, churches, conventions, and, right? So conventions is a standalone item, an agreement between two parties. You look it up in Black's Law. It's really simple. So been doing this. This is copywritten. I'm the first one that did this. Now anyone could do it. Started in 2016. Nothing has ever happened to me. You could look me up on like crime lawsuits against from the IRS and stuff. Nothing, zero, no clients, nothing, no problems, zero problems. This is completely legal, okay? No problems whatsoever for anyone, not ever, and no reporting. So don't pay taxes ever, never report ever. You're invisible. Your finances are invisible. Yeah, it's fantastic. So what can you put in the trust, right? It's really easy. Your money, right? Your car, your home, your business, anything. Anything becomes, you know, income tax exempt. It's fantastic. So really simple. Oh, we have a question. Fantastic. Yay. If you sign as grantor and trustee, doesn't that make it a grantor trust? No, that would be no Irish Lord. No. That would be if you took all three positions. That's what if you would be grantor, trustee, and beneficiary. All three positions. You cannot do that. Okay, that's no. And you never want a revocable trust. No, it's about holding the three positions, and you only have to name two of the positions. You don't have to name the beneficiary. So that's it. Super simple. Yeah, good question. Common misconception. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. And you don't name the beneficiary. So what? There's, you know, it's fantastic. Yeah, they give an EIN, completely legal. The bank looks at it. You open the bank account, blah, blah, blah. No problem with that whatsoever. Okay. What's Edwin got to say here? When the trust is made, you get an EIN number. Exactly. You mentioned you could work for Uber through the trust. Yes. What is the process if I'm currently working for my employer through my strawman? Quit and rehire? No, not quit and rehire. It's just a changing of the form that you filled out, a changing of the form. One of the forms that you fill out when you work for Uber electronically can be two, okay? Like, let's use this Uber example to go into a principle here. That'd be good. So at Uber, I've had Uber people come to me. Oh, Irish Lord, no problem. Happy to help. So with Uber, you could be like, oh, how do you want to get paid? And there's like a drop-down menu. This is what I've been told about Uber. I haven't worked for them. And I might be wrong between Uber and Lyft because they're slightly different. But you get a drop-down at which you can choose your entity type, you know, personal, LLC. I heard that one of them is a trust, honestly. I don't know for which company, but so you fill in that information. You're going to be like, oh, because really what they want to know is what? The bank account information, right? So you're going to give them routing number, account number, and that goes to your trust. So that's it. So if you fill out a form for whomever, whether it be Lyft, Uber, whomever, that would be what called usually a W-9, and that would be independent contractor status, right? Oh, you're independent contractor. Okay, so that piece of paper or electronic or what have you, W-9 from the IRS. So what do you do with that? You just fill in the trust information right there, the name, the EIN, address, boom, there you go. And so, and it's really simple, right? End of the year, maybe not Lyft, Uber, whatever, but some places, right, if you were to fill out a W-9 or whatever, you get a 1099 from where you worked. And then you're like, oh, what do I do with this thing? You do nothing. You don't do anything. The IRS got one, you got one, you're not a taxable reporting entity, and so circular file. Yeah, throw it away, keep it with, doesn't matter. The company that you work for, they don't know you're taxable, non-taxable. How would they know, and why would they know? Why would they get into all that? They just know if you do a W-9, they send a 1099. What you do with it on your end, that's, you have to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you do. Nothing, right? You never report. You never pay, that's it. W-2, you can't fill in a trust there. You can't do it. They don't allow it. That's just personal. You get taxed, boom. You want that W-2 thing, that position, pay the piper. Everything else in your life, though, and everything can be the trust, non-reporting, non-taxable. Okay, Edward, I think that's it. W-2 is a slave losing proposition. Yeah. So you want to do that for like the Sultan of Brunei. You know what I mean? I'm a doctor and I'm getting paid, $1 million a month or something. Okay. Pay your taxes, fine. Whatever, you know what I mean? But the rest of the W-2 situation, no one could have said it better than Joe Bugaloo. W-2 is slave losing proposition. Exactly. You want to get out of that. And we actually have trading with that. Our advanced financial solutions really starts from there and goes to the most complex information, how to use a trust and so on. But it starts there, how to get out of W-2, because everybody's like, how do I do that? I'm like, well, I'm going to answer that because you keep asking, no problem. So we have that too. But you got to start with a trust, all right? And then what is we're talking about the trust, but what is it? It's super simple. You could, one business day, you could have your trust open, literally. You watch the video, you decide on the name of your trust, you'd get the EIN. Can you use an online notary? You don't have to use a bank for the notary. You could use, I don't know if you could use online. I think you probably could, but everything's open around here these days. So, what do they call it? Shipping places, stuff like that. They all have notaries, all of them. So you could just go in there and get one, maybe online. We use it for some things, but this is just such an important foundation document. We need one time to get it notarized. You follow me? Just once. And so if you could just take the time to do it, unless you were just the most unusual circumstances. I'm in the Outback. I got great Wi-Fi, but you know what I mean? But normally you wouldn't want that document. You would want that a hard copy, notarized, signed, everything like that. Why? Because that will always work everywhere. Always work everywhere. Nobody's going to have an issue, nothing like that. Look up mobile notary in your area. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's smart. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, for almost every other document, it doesn't really matter. For this one, it's the foundation. Everything's going to be built off of that you're going to do. So if you can, please, just get a physical notary. It's really easy here. I just go to not UPS, like the sub no name, not the national chain. Nobody's in there, no mask. Here you go, later. So quick and super cheap. So if you're in that situation, I would just recommend it. But not everyone is, and I get that. So, it should work. Okay? Can the trust protect you from getting a mandatory vaccine? In general, yes. But on a job, I mean, yes, it could protect you from getting the vaccine on the job, but that would be the what? End of your job, possibly. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't, you don't set the company you work for policy. You see what I'm saying? They do. And if you want to be here, you got to pay the piper. It's like a W-2 situation. Take the needle, you get paid over here. Okay, well, I'm going to pass. You know what I'm saying? But in general, absolutely, absolutely. It's, you know, I go into this stuff and everybody's like, what? You know what I mean? But it's just so simple. You just say, no, I'm not signed with the, ain't got We Trust anymore. That's a trust, you know, / USA Inc., doing business as USA. You can look it up on Dun & Bradstreet, Pennsylvania, USA. I mean, you got We Trust, capital letter on each word, then / which is a sign. It means DBA, doing business as, meaning it has two names it can operate under. And it says USA Inc., ISC period. Dun & Bradstreet, Pennsylvania. You look it up pops what you think of as the government, but it's a corporate entity. So it's a trust. And so this is the same status as that trust. You see what I'm saying? You're at that status, I'm at the same status. Over here for this trust, I don't need a vaccine. So that's it. Okay? So that's it. You're not under their God, we anymore. You know, you're under, you sign a different a trust with Jesus Christ. So your stuff doesn't apply to me. Instead, it's the golden rule, which is simple, right? Do unto others as you would treat everybody how you want to get treated. That's simple. So, but in the end game, the words are no. No. And if need be, my experience has been multiple times, whatever someone's trying to do, official, whatever's trying to physically do to you, they're literally frozen in place. They can't move. You know, what's that show? Westworld, if you've seen it, like on HBO, it's just like, doop, freeze frame. And you just play and be like, okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go now. You know? And you just kind of like, that is the situation, and away you go. But you see how that could mean you're not vaccinated. Okay, boom, thank you, that's the main thing. But it doesn't mean you could access services or a job or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Because they set the policy in that way, okay? Where do we keep this trust safe? Yeah, make a photocopy, yes, and like a digital copy, yes, definitely. You know, you learn, that's a really good question. You know, just wherever you keep your important documents. I like to keep them at home. That's where I keep them very close to me. And I do 2 originals of each trust. I do, because, you know, what if you're to lose one, you have it. And that's why I recommend 2 is, second step is, you know, building credit with a trust. One of the steps is having it registered at the Secretary of State. You pay a fee. Not every state does it, but you pay a fee in a state that does, and they register the trust. And you need that, because when you fill out an application for credit, the creditor goes and looks it up. Oh, there they are. Okay, because every other entity you start at Secretary of State is already there, and they go and look it up when they're going to give you credit or whatnot. Okay, that's one of the steps. So, but when they take that step, also, of registration at the Secretary of State, there's a visual there's a digital copy up, like on the Secretary of State. There you could access it anytime. Click from anywhere, like from a phone, anywhere in the world. Just like click, and you could print that sucker out or get a digital copy. I like that about the Secretary of State too. You could also, you know, keep one in Dropbox, a copy, so you can get it anywhere. Or if you use Google Docs, but I don't like Google. They're too big brother in my interactions. Also, you know, the bank is, when you go there and open up a bank account, bank is going to have a copy. They make a copy too. So, you know, there are copies out there that were once originals, but your original, just keep it home. You're not going to use it much, okay? Should you file your trust with your local county and state as well? as the U.S. Attorney General now. That's just made up stuff, unfortunately. You know, what you receive is the same status as the INGA We Trust, but INGA We Trust is invisible. It's just on the dollar. People haven't found it. That's how I found out you could make this trust is by examining what they did. I'm an accountant, right, with an MBA 2 business guy, and I was like, what? I noticed you're never telling the truth. So what are you actually doing? Oh, so that's legal. Here are the codes. Here's how you do it, and so on. So let me just go first, which I did. Oh, that works, you see? So the question about the vaccinations would go back to that, because you see how you're not under their authority. You see that just the trust itself does that, not, and the notary is public notary. That's public notice, literally, across the board. You see, not for things like credit, you know what I mean? Like that doesn't work for getting credit, you know, where you have to interact to get services and so on. But it works for everything like physical things and so on. Their jurisdiction is gone, period, okay? Once that's notarized, signed, and so on, their jurisdiction is gone. You have to operate as if. You have to say no to them. If you say yes, well, you give them, their authority is back. Okay, so you say no. That's how you stop it, okay? So that U.S. Attorney General stuff. Listen, I have to do this talk every time, but it's apparently a very important talk. This is the way humans are the ones play this difficult game. We're honest, we're from the heart, right? And if you meet one, they go, oh, guess what I did? Look at my proof, like my YouTube stuff, right? My first videos are, oh, look how I asked the bank for proof of the debt. They didn't have it, and then they had to get rid of my debt. Oh my God, look, I won money from them, all that stuff, right? That's what a human does. Look, I have proof. And then later I was like, this is how you do it, you know? From the rest of them, like these U.S. Attorney General and, oh my God, just all this sovereign nonsense, right? Yeah, they do it the opposite. They're like, oh, I have a great story. You got to hear this great story. And then they never have proof. they start with a story that you would like to hear and have it be true, but they don't start with a proof. And so whenever you're trying to decide, hey, what's up with this? Is this a situation that's real? Is this a process that's real? Is this, right? And so on. Is this real? You look up and that's really what's different about our school, okay? This is kind of what's really different about our school is our testimonials and support, but I want to get there. All right, so it was a good question I was answering there, but I hope you understand. You see what I'm saying? This U.S. Attorney General stuff, it's, like all this other stuff. You got to show, what did you do? Because like myself, I'm like, no, I go first. Here's my proof. Here's, our students' testimonials with notarized affidavits. No one else has that. No other school, no other attorney, no other accountant or anything like that. No other professionals. And the other professionals in schools, they don't have, I did this first, like a professor at a university. They're just up there reading from a book. They're not going, look what I did. Here's a proof of what I did. Here, and now let me tell you how I do it. They don't do that. That's the process I use. And so that's how you can tell the difference of anything. U.S. Attorney General, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. So let's get into this next slide. I think this was next slide. Yeah, you could do that. Okay, so you can set up your thing in one business day was the last slide of this. Automatic 501c3 nonprofit status. This is such a cool slide. I had this this is the SBA that gives all the money away, right? It's like frequently asked questions regarding participation of faith-based organizations. I was like, oh, that doesn't apply to me. But then it's like, wait a minute. What are the requirements of the 501c3 status to be eligible? And what's the second sentence of this? Such organizations are not required to apply to the IRS to receive tax-exempt status. That's it. You see, that is the government, the SBA, where you get the money, which no problem doing, you know. Happily, they give you the money. That's it. So there's no reported, nothing like that. You are it. So, we got another G Brown. What's up, G? Hello, Jack. All right. Hi, Jack. That's a better one. Anyway, what's different about us at Liberty Aid Academy? What was I saying? First of all, it's the support. It's not like U.S. Attorney General, oh, download my thing, and then they're gone. You got your money. Oh, check ya. It's like, no, we're here. This is actually a thing that's legal. It's super simple. You do it in one day. And then, you know, if you have questions about what to do, we're here for you. Email, you can get my time. Sometime comes with, you know, the McKeag Mastery Trust. You just get a email when you get your, you get the trust. So you're like, oh, this is where you log in to get the trust. And here's where you log in to get some of Jack's time. You schedule it yourself at your convenience, at a convenient time for you. And then we're chatting. Yay. Or if you need my time in the future, get some extra time. And then on your schedule, we're chatting, you know. And we got this whole support team too. Email in, it's like a little thing. You're going to get an answer. I love it. And we got live chat now. It's amazing. So that's what makes us totally different, is that support. And then what's the other thing? The testimonials with notarized affidavits. Like, we have a whole tab on our website. It's just, you know, go to the next page, go to the next page. All these people that have had these wonderful things happen over the years with my work. And they're real people. You don't see this anywhere else. You see, and this is a lot to keep uploaded, because if there's one thing America's known for, there's only one thing America is known for anymore. What is that? Censorship, right? Censorship. That's what it's known for. And so keeping this information up it's not easy. You know, it's not easy. So putting these testimonials up, we encounter all kind of difficulties of getting the message out. You know, the message is fine, it's legal, and that's never a problem. It's like, this is too, they found out the truth, you know, because how could you easily build wealth over time if you were never paying taxes? You knew, oh, I can put property in this, and I could get the real estate tax exempt? You know, how far ahead of the game would you be if you started just today? Any day on that, you see? Irish Lord, oh man, I like your last question, so this will probably be good too. So with your trust, I'm assuming it mitigates personal guarantee from the sound of it. Does that mean you aren't liable to pay all the EIDL? Yeah, people don't own anything. That's the thing. You aren't liable for anything, right? There's only corporations. There's a corporation called the person. You want to call it the straw man. It's just an all capital letter name thing, and it's got a 9-digit number. Call it the EIN, call it the social security number. It's a corporation we're giving at birth, and so it's a business. It has tax ramifications, you follow me? So that's not good. So you want to quit using it ASAP. You don't want to have a bank account. You want to have expenses in the name of that person, but you want to have excellent credit, right? Excellent credit report. That's what you want. So you don't hold assets in the name of it. There's no revenue stream coming in. There's no bank account open. There's nothing they can take. You follow me? In fact, your person is now set up so qualified for like SNAP, EBT, food stamps. So get it. And then, I got a little plastic card that says I have nothing. Yeah, and I get paid every month for having nothing. What other services do you have, government, for my person? You turn it into a pauper, a real man of straw that take every arrow and every liability because it has nothing. Before you're like, oh, it's me. They're going to take it from me. I got to protect me. My stuff. Now, own nothing, control everything. Put everything in the trust. No, it's not mine. I could just do anything with the debit card or anything else, but it's not mine. So what are you going to do? Nothing. You follow? So you set your life up so you could lose nothing. They could take nothing. I'll take all your services for free. Thank you. Okay, does that help? Okay, do you have to pay back a EIDL? No one has had to yet. I mean, PPPs are forgivable. Where do you think that's going? Come on. Who's going to pay on that? Like student loans. They're going to have a loophole. Get with it, man. Get their money first and then worry about paying it back. You see? You got to get the money before that issue comes up, and you want every penny they got. A personal guarantee, I mean, when you build the credit for the trust, the need for personal guarantees lessens. Not every tier says, oh, no personal guarantee. Like, that's just, you know, in this particular case, the SBA you're asking about, that would be, you know, their guidelines. It's just what they decide. If it's only personally guaranteed, okay. But remember, your person has nothing. So that doesn't mean anything. You see? Good question. W-9 I filled out, asked for an exempt code. I can't figure out what code to use for 1099 income. There's no code. What do you mean code? I don't know what you're talking about, a code. You don't have to fill out a code. That's not on you. You just fill it out, name, EIN, address. There's no code section. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Father was Secretary of State. In my state, I need the application. I read the application. It stated, for your business corporation. Great. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I thought it should state trust. Not necessarily. You know, they try to keep this hidden and whatnot. So, you know, it's not going to be a complicated process to register, but they might not make it easy, super easy to find. That's why you got to be a little bit dogged in your research and so on. But if you are, you may find a form like that and you just fill it out and you do your best. I've done kind of like the principles of that. Did a Florida form, it's online and everything. That's going to be coming all soon. Really, our public stuff is going to go way down after today, just to let you know. And like, that's what I do. I put up my coursework to the public and it gets out there. Oh, look, it works. Everybody's told you. And everybody's cool with it. And then dial it back into our advanced financial stuff. So, and that's going to happen hugely out here soon. So just if you want to look at anything out there, YouTube, today's the day. So it doesn't necessarily need to say trust. And then you fill it out, you're going to hear back from them. You know, either we accepted it or what, I got rejected. Well, you're going to call them, email them every day. You're like, what did I do? What do I need to change? They have to tell you, you see. You're going to get through the gateway. Florida's kind of like that. It's a bunch of back and forth, but eventually they let you through. So don't worry about if you did something a little bit, this or that. The things tax exempt and reporting exempt, period. It doesn't matter what blah, blah, blah. None of that matters. So this is just getting it seen at the Secretary of State. So it's just like you're just trying to get through that gateway. However, they go, okay, you did it, you know, great. So yeah, they could have weird forms and just, you know, you're like, oh, you're hiding this. And they make it too obvious, like, this is your form for a trust? Did I ask you? Yeah, sometimes the stuff is a bit hidden and creepy. Sometimes it's just out there. Florida was just out there. Okay. Irish lawyer, without giving too much away, is it trustee without recourse? I don't know what trustee without recourse is. Without recourse to your person? Yeah. There's no recourse to humans. You're misunderstanding reality. Corporations get recourse. You see what I'm saying? But a trust is never taken into court because what? Their trust would go into court, and they never bring a trust to the court. Then their trusts become, oh, well, let's bring yours in. You set a precedent, you see, they're not going to do that. So there's really no recourse towards a trustee about anything. You have 100% control over any trust. There's no recourse as a private trust. The only recourse is to you. There is no recourse. I don't know what you're talking about. So, as in how you sign. Yeah, look, you want to figure out how you sign things. This is the way you sign things. You sign things like the lawyers do. They're so slick. I shared this years ago, and it's in the course material. That's a good question to know, but it's much simpler than that. In fact, you want it hidden. When you want to do things with signatures and so on, you don't want anybody to be wise to anything. You see to say that you're going to raise red flags with words and stuff like that. That's not the way the lawyers do it. So you copy what the lawyers do. How do they do it? B, Y, colon. That's what you do in front of the quote signature, or whatever you want to call it, because it's really the second half. It's the name of the corporation of the person, right? BY means you're signing as a representative for. Signing as a representative for what? Then the signature, the person. Signing as a representative for the person. That was what BY colon means. That's why all lawyers do it. So you want to get smart. You watch what they're doing. That's an accountant. See, I'm an auditor. I never helped anyone fill out a tax form, not once, ever. But I was a good auditor. What? You say you're doing this, but I noticed you're actually doing this instead. Like Poirot, it's like, I heard your story. Then again, then it didn't turn out to be what you were doing. You see? Good question, Irish Sword. We cover that. That's a simple part, and I help you through every single little tiny thing. Because on this trust, you really need two things, right? Your decision. I help you through them, the name of it and the address, and then you sign. But that's already has BY colon there for you. You can't make that error. I got that already in there. Every little thing like that. You keep asking questions. I could go at this all day. This is copywritten. I've been having it open since 2016. Nobody's had one single glitch at all, anywhere, ever. Literally. That's why all the testimonials and everything, it's fantastic. Really, I feel so happy for everyone. So, what can you do? This is, you qualify for stuff, PPP, IDL, credit cards, lines of credit, all of those, what have you, with the trust. Yeah, no problem. And, where can you do this? You can bank anywhere you want, right? You could bank anywhere. Yay. You can do it anywhere. It's fantastic. No problem whatsoever. Wherever you are right now. Some particular banks maybe don't have the trust expertise in-house, so maybe they don't do trust, but it's very rare. And with no problem. Happy to help. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and then I had to get the knowledge of how to do it before I started it, so now I'm operating for multi-years and helping people. What's really, what seems very complex when you start this subject is actually quite simple, and that's why I keep this extremely simple so anyone can understand it. Anyone can do this. This is not beyond anyone's reach. The second you start this, that's the end of reporting taxes, you see? As long as you're not in a W-2 situation, then you immediately like, well, I'm going to change that, right? You didn't know, so you're like, okay, I'm getting into a W-9, and then off we go as you do the training, and then, you get out of that whole W nonsense. And we have training for that too. So every time we do this, Monday at noon, great questions. I love this. Fantastic stuff. You're the best. Thank you. Okay, that's Trust Crash Course. So really, get the trust and get the McCann Mastery Trust. You see, that's what you need. We're on libertyAidAcademy.org. It's no problem. Thank you. I've been listening to some information acquired from PWA, but I've been leaning more towards Liberty and more. Seems like it's better. I don't know what PWA is. I'm sorry. I don't know anyone that has any proof and testimonials with notarized affidavits. So if you could, hey, our main email is contact@libertyaidacademy.org. If anyone ever sees anyone with proof out there, please email me, because I've been literally looking for over a decade. I used to have a radio show for almost 2 years where every week I would be like looking for proof if someone had a process to help someone. And, it's kind of funny because I had this and I'm like doing this and I was like, oh, there's got to be other ways to help people and so on that are true. No. So mortifying. I don't even know what to say, Liberty is the only choice. John Case is simple. Yeah. You have 4 trusts up. Perfect. All my crypto exchanges, trust name, crushing it right now. Just stick with John. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Thank you, Kira. That's the thing. You gotta get, and this is just somewhat a lie. You know what I say? Yes, will prevail. Sweet. It takes time. And so we have all that training, and we're here via email support and so on. That's what's different about us, right? We got the support. We got the testimonials. See, I know no one else has that, That's a website. Great. PW, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Maybe, I can only say that I have seen my stuff plagiarized so often. All my stuff is plagiarized, but they don't have support. They don't have someone we're going to meet with and talk with. Where's their copyright on that? Now they don't have that. You see, they just don't. 2 inquiries. Oh my God, and numbered. This looks great. What is this? Okay. I have to agree. Is it strictly necessary to cite the account we trust in paragraph 2? Yes, because you want to leave their jurisdiction, of course. Yes, you can't just, I start one. You're like, I quit this other one and I start this next one. Yes. Well, you see, that doesn't invalidate the person. You see, to say that person still exists, that corporation still exists, you're still running it, now you're running another corporation. That part just removes the jurisdiction over you, the body. You see what I'm saying? I'm no longer under that mind control thing, thinking that corporation is me and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Good question. Solid work said. That was a great question. You see what I'm saying? It's hyper important to have that in there. Because then then that question doesn't get answered about the vaccination that way. No vaccinations. You see what I'm saying? Good question. Great question. Does the fact that a debt has received a partial payment from us affect the strategy? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. A thief comes along and steals some of your money. Does that mean they get to steal money for the rest of your life? No. Heck no. Heck no. Fool me once, shame on me, right? Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So no, that's the way kind of like you find a problem, then I'm going to quash that problem. You see, no, it doesn't change the strategy at all. He's talking about question about, he's working on some debt issues with our personal accounting 101. We can't say debt or credit on our website because anyone that does that is fake. We can't do it. We're not fake. We can't even get a payment gateway if we say debt or credit. Those words we can't use. We're actually going to move away from doing some of that because it just gives us crazy hassles. Beat the bankers. So the trust just beats so much else, and they don't give us hassle with that. So. But yeah, no, it doesn't affect the strategy at all. No, whoever says that a debt is owed has to what? They have to show a contract, right? First, not just a bill. Sure, you billed me, I get that, but what's behind it? Where's our agreement, right? Agreement has to have 2 parties. Where's your signature? Where's my signature? The bank never signs. All debt is collected illegally in the United States. That's it. They never have the paperwork. So that's it, okay? Good work. Good work. Good question. Good 2 questions, SolidWorks said. I love it. Thank you. Supreme law. Oh my God. With the head to Graham. Okay, let's see what this is. Is it best to operate a private trust as a church ministry pursuit to Irish publication? No. No to the first one. You just fall into the convention aspect. You don't have to, there's no discussion with anyone. The IRS never comes knocking. There's never, you will never interact with them. So there's not, that's like what's in your mind. You see what I'm saying? You could have whatever you want in your mind, church ministry or whatever, or it doesn't matter. You fall under the wording convention in 508c1a in the non-peg, and then in that other one, let's pull it up. 6033. That's their numbers. And that's the no reporting, okay? So that's it. You fall under the convention, all right? Is the ecclesiastical jurisdiction situs make it tax exempt for? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That it makes the tax. This is tax exempt due to it's a 501c3, and it gets there. It's a 501c3. That's it. Okay, it's not a 508c1a. It's a 501c3. It gets its 501c3 status as a nonprofit through the 508c1a code. That exception to applying for the exemption. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a 501c3. That's what it is, a nonprofit, tax exempt nonprofit, okay? Now this gets automatic tax exempt too, so it's not just that, nope. And the foreign part is nothing about foreign, that's an unimportant concept. It's not important, you don't want a foreign, you don't need to use that word. That word never gets brought into any discussion, not ever with this trust, never. That's just a side topic that has no bearing on anything in reality. That's like, sovereignty, blah, blah, that's nothing. With this trust is down at your local bank, whoever you bank with, so it's an onshore tax exempt trust. You could go right in your car or whatever, however you get to your bank. That's how you do it. It's super simple, super easy. You get a debit card. There's nothing unusual about this other than it's hard to find out about, sure, but we got the proof, it works, no problem. Okay, there's nothing complex about it. Okay, good questions, because once you're down the rabbit hole, they got so many other bunch of BS out there. You're always forced into reading about all this bunch of nonsense, and you try to put together terms and words from your fall in the rabbit hole, and it comes out kind of like his question like this, which I understand. I get it, because I was down that rabbit hole. I was like, oh no, look, there is something down there useful. Not much else. Okay, all right, good question. There's Supreme Law. Those are good. Those are good. Thanks for, I can get to the principles behind the question once you give me a good question like that. So thank you. Edwin, another question. Can the trust receive 401k money? This is great. I put up a video on that recently. Go look at our YouTube channel, and so watch it, but I'll give you the quick and dirty right here. That's under your straw man, right? That's under your person. So once you get your trust set up, and you're like, oh, hey, my trust works, the debit card works, everything's fine, right? And then you have it at the bank where your 401k is, you're like, transfer the money, boop. Everything's transferred over to the trust, you have nothing. You, i.e. your person, should go get an EBT card and so on. When taxman comes, it's like, well, I don't have anything, sorry. See, the IRS are thieves, just period, only. And so if you have nothing to steal, they don't come knocking. You don't have a personal account anymore. You don't have a personal asset. You have personal nothing. Why is a thief going to come steal nothing? There's nothing to steal. You see what I'm saying? You're misunderstanding what the IRS is. They don't put people in jail. They steal things from people. Because why? They have jurisdiction over that person. And so they're just going to steal it. That's it. Okay. Good question. So the penalty might occur for that 401k transfer, but, that's up to you. If you want to pay it, why pay? There's no recourse for them. What are they going to get? Nothing. There's no bank account. There's nothing. They're going to spend a bunch of money on a lawsuit to get nothing. You have the EBT card. No. Welcome to reality. No. Okay, Kira, great. You're operating a 501c3 that's tax exempt. Boom. Black's Law Convention definition agreement between two parties or more. Boom. I should let Kira do this. Wow. Holy cow. You need a self-directed 401k. You need a trust. I don't know, but you don't need 401ks, none of that nonsense anymore. You see, you operate a trust. Okay, can I have a construction safety company? Absolutely, 100%. Now that's a great question because this is a question of license, isn't it? Okay, great question. Let me just get to the root of this. I've had this question so many times. Let's just jump into this. You're gonna love this. Okay, now construction safety company. We're going to talk about two issues here, all right? What is where you don't need a license? If you don't need a license, yeah, you can do anything under the trust, period, right? Anything, doesn't matter. You could have, blah, blah, blah trust. I recommend the first trust you make is first name, last name of your person trust. You already have ID for it. I'm starting a trust. Bank's like, oh, they must be rich. Come on in, sit down, start your trust. Yay, and that's that. And you always got ID. Okay, so that's easy. Now, let's go to construction safety consulting company. But I want to talk about this issue, just so you get the principle. Okay, Naber. Okay, Naber. Wait. Let's make something unpronounceable, but it's tricky, and there's a hidden. Okay, so let's say a doctor, lawyer, accountant, construction company, and so on. A lot of them, you're passing a test to get a license, right? Okay, and the entity, oh, I passed the test, okay. Now, you're like, what do you want to license, right? With the passage of that test. Oh, can I license a trust? Oh, licensing agency of the government? If they say yes, boom, that's it, you're done. You see? That's it. Now, if they say, oh, we don't license trusts, okay, well, what? Leave the license with your person. Why? Because the person has nothing now, right? You wanted to take all the risk. Fantastic. And then you just operate your trust where the money goes through. You just don't put any money in the person's account. The license can sit over there where all the risk is, and I'll put the money and stuff through this trust where there's no risk. You follow? Fantastic. That's just a principle of licensing, okay? So, but no, there's no activity that can't be done or anything like that under a trust. In fact, you can do multiple things under one trust, right? You have this your first name, last name trust, and well, you got a license, you got a whatever, you got everything. Oh, that's me, whatever. Nobody's gonna think it's weird. You're using a payment gateway, you figure out this is what the invoice is gonna say to them. Nothing's weird. Money goes to the bank, that's it. There's nothing. You could do anything from a trust. You could pay money to anything, another trust, another person, LLC. It doesn't matter what you pay, and it doesn't matter where you get money from. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't report. It doesn't pay taxes, period. So yes, you could do those things and anything else you can name under there, okay? But I just wanted to talk about that principle for a higher level conversation in case somebody watches this and so on, just to break down the principle on that, okay? Very good question. Thank you for that question. This is what happens. I get started, it's like, oh, nobody's in here yet. And then it's like, oh, we got a lot of good question askers with deep questions. And that's what I love about this YouTube every week. Come back next week, please, with your deepest, best questions, because then I'm able to go, okay, what's the principle behind all this? And the principle is always, this trust is so simple. You just go open the bank account, get your debit card, there you go, that's it. You never report, you never pay taxes. So it's just, your life changes at that moment. And, never reporting. So let's say you're a business, you're not keeping information on your finances, whether you owe taxes or not. It's whether you're making money or not. You're managing your business. You're managing your life. Whatever you're managing your money. And it's nobody else's business, and that's what you begin to get focused on, not what's going to be seen and blah, 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 none of that junk, so you get so much back, okay? John, you are worth unlimited amount of thank you. I try to send people to you, but people are weird, I guess, don't want to break free the system. I know. I'm going to keep pushing people your way. Thank you, Kiara. You're the best. That's the thing. Our students, you know, the people that come through our program, they just are the happiest people because their lives have changed. It's like nothing is different from the outside. Nobody can see anything different, but you're happy. Like, no, hey, you know, I always, by the way, I don't know if you remember me with this Alan. Oh, we use, are you? Alan. That's excellent. Thank you. Well, we've helped a lot of people. I don't remember in particular, but it's great to have you here. And all these great questions are wonderful. I mean, I think you'll see we kind of every week we kind of have a same pattern of questions, kind of the basic, and that's why this is a crash course. You know, let's just crash all that programming out of your mind. Nothing to worry about. You know. Oh, we've had 2 phone calls. Oh, boop. Excellent. You know, and that's a good thing. You know, I had another long-term client last week. It was just wonderful when you get people that have been doing this for a number of years, and they're like, "Remember we talked last time, and we were going to try this," and then they do that, and they're like, "Okay, I'm thinking this next." So we do a little strategy meeting, and off they go. You know, I love it. Oh, I gotta plug this in. Sorry, losing power here. We got like that message. Running out of juice. Boom. Okay. So, okay, wonderful, Kira. I look forward to working with you some more, Kira. This is great. Alan, I'm sorry. Is Wells Fargo going to be a problem for Get a Trust? Well, that's the thing. I get our advanced financial solutions because I go over everything in there. Getting credit and so on. I'm sorry, business finance 101. Sorry about that. Business Finance 101, that how to build credit for the trust. And so one of the important things in there is not to, you can bank at Wells Fargo, but I don't recommend it, or Bank of America. Those two, I wouldn't do it. Why? Because those are the only 2 banks that I have found don't issue credit cards in the name of the trust. So you'll find that information and like a wealth of other information how to build credit for the trust properly in our Business Finances 101, which comes in the MedCag Mastery Edition, my time, and that comes in it. So you're going to learn it right away. You don't want to be at Wells Fargo if you don't have to be. Having a trust there isn't a problem, but I think of it this way. Like if I'm going to bank with you, I expect a credit card for whatever. You know what I mean? To build credit and so on. So everywhere else you can build credit, Chase and so on. So Bank of America, Wells Fargo, you can't. Yes, you can bank there. No, it's not a problem to bank there whatsoever. No problems ever for anyone. But it's that issue of credit and sort of a longer term, deeper relationship with a bank is my issue. Not banking with them. No. Alan, 3 bank accounts set up with Wells Fargo. Boom. Yeah. You should be good. Yeah. See, if you're already banking with Wells Fargo, that's fine. You see it works. It's not a problem. It's just they don't issue a credit card in the name. Okay. How to open BBVA to get linked to crypto exchange. That's actually true. Oh my God. Somebody knows their stuff with me. I should get you a pay. This is great. Well, you get some great feedback. I love this. Wow. So many good. Now you retracted your message. It might have been something good. Everything else you've said has been good. There are no bad questions, really. And it's okay to stumble over, thoughts or whatever to kind of get something out. Because I've had all the questions, So I don't mind just, anything. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. Anyway, fantastic. This has been like stupendous. I love this every week. This is a really good video. I think too, we put it out on the live part of our YouTube channel for the school, so you can rewatch this and other people can rewatch it. Shoot it out on your Facebook or whatever social media. That would be wonderful, because it's not just the Trust Crash Course. It's like, okay, but what about these things? What does that mean? It's the great questions to follow up that give, people the real insight to how simple this whole thing is. So thank you, everyone, for your feedback. If there's nothing else, we're going to drop off, and we will see you next week at noon on Monday. and I'm looking forward to it. This is always super fun. All right. LibertyAidAcademy.org, get the trust, and then tax-free from there on out for the rest of your life. Don't you love it? Come on. I always say this. If the government did everything fantastically great the whole year, wouldn't you like to get to the end of the year and be like, hey, I got some extra money here, I'll throw some your way? But you don't want to have to do it. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get you out of the position. Pay them if they did a great job. Don't have to report. Nothing like that. Isn't that a much better circumstance to be in? They don't really care that much what they're up to. You're not that paying attention. You get your life back and your money back. You see? It's a joke, but it's actually true. And it makes your life happier. Okay, we'll see you next week. Wonderful you all made it here. Have a great week out there. Not reporting, not paying taxes. You're going to have a great week. Okay, see you next week, all right? Okay, yes, Alan, Kira.